Howdy doodly, this is Head Ned from Okilly Dokilly, and you're watching Forge TV.
How's your tour been so far this time around?
So far so good. It's been fun. We kicked off in Milton Keynes, which we'd played there before, and that was really fun. London was wild. We actually ended up playing London on Halloween night. And I think about 25% of the people there were also dressed like Neds, which we call bonus Neds. And so the people were having a good time. It was a really cool place to play in Halloween. And yeah, since then it's been good. We've been playing. We've had a bit of a setback. Our bassist got pretty ill, and so he ended up having to fly home just this morning. Fortunately, I know the bass parts, and so I've been doubling down on duties for the tour, so we're able to keep it going. But it's still been very fun.
I know earlier this year, didn't your van break down back in America? Ned Vanders?
Yeah, Ned Vanders broke down about 50 miles east of St. Louis. We had some radiator issues for it, and then outside of St. Louis we blew a transmission and ended up, it was wild. We got trapped at a hotel in the middle of nowhere and stuck there, managed to get into town, get a new van and whatnot. And the extra challenge of all of those things happening is that any place you walk into, you're still five guys with a mustache that are like, they're trying to explain like why we're here and why we need a van really quickly. And it gets very interesting. You get a lot of fun looks.
What drove you to have this concept of a band?
Really, it came from a conversation that our original drummer and I were having, which was just kind of all about like, what's the worst name for a death metal band? Like, the band walks on the stage, there's pyrotechnics, and there's all this crazy stuff, and the band walks out and says, "Hi, we are, the Blueberry Flapjacks," or "Hi, how's it going? We're your favorite pair of tube socks," or just like whatever, and then go into screams and growls and crazy and all that. And "Hi, we're Okilly Dokilly" came as one of the names, and from there we thought, what if the lead singer dressed like Ned Flanders? And they were like, what if they all dressed like Ned Flanders? And then we found a pink flying V in his garage and ran out of obstacles to keep us from doing the band. So here we are.
Yeah. Are you big fans of the show, The Simpsons, anyway?
Oh yeah, definitely. One of the funny things about getting a new van is the old van was pretty old, so there wasn't a lot of technology in it. The new one is kind of upgraded a little bit, so we had a DVD player in the van. So our last tour in the States, we brought, I have all the existing DVD copies of the show, so we grabbed all the CDs that had Treehouse of Horror episodes on it and watched nothing but The Simpsons as we drove from venue to venue to venue. It was great. It was one of those like, well, we had to pay a lot of money for this van, but this is worth it.
Well, I'm glad you said that you are fans of The Simpsons, because I've made a little quiz show for you.
Oh boy.
Welcome to Nedstermind. So you'll have 1 minute to answer as many questions as you can.
Okay.
If you can't answer a question, just say pass.
Okay.
And they are all Ned Flanders based.
Okay.
Can we have 1 minute on the clock, please? Okay. Your time starts now. Where does Ned Flanders live?
Ned Flanders lives in Springfield.
What is his address?
Lost on the exact number, but it's one less than the Simpsons Evergreen Terrace.
It is two more.
I won't take any points for
that. What is the name of Ned's first wife?
Maud.
How did she die?
Via t-shirt cannon launched off bleachers.
How many children does Ned have?
2.
And what are their names?
Rod and Todd.
And who is the oldest of the two?
Rod is the oldest of the two.
What is the name of Ned's Vegas wife?
Ginger.
Where did Ned work before the Leptorium?
He worked in the pharmaceutical industry.
How old is Ned?
60 years old.
What is the name of Ned's bowling team?
Oh. I gotta pass on this one.
The Holy Rollers. Where did Ned grow up?
Oh, Ned grew up in. I don't know the exact city, but there was lots of lousy beatniks, and I've talked myself out of time, haven't I?
You can just say an answer right now if you
Oh,
want.
jeez. Spankological Protocol was the University of. I don't know. He's probably from Springfield.
He's from New York.
Oh.
But that is brilliant. So back to the interview. So in your music, you make a lot of references to Ned Flanders as it is. So like, what's your creative writing process when you go to make songs?
So record number one, which was Howdily Doodly, was kind of just a lot of existing knowledge of The Simpsons that I had. So all of our songs are either direct Ned quotes, or the majority of them are. Some pull in quotes from other characters, and like one or two are slightly different. And record one was just kind of pulling stuff that I knew. Like our song Nothing at All was based off the very famous ski suit scene there. The song They Warned Me was when they went up to Canada and they met Canadian Ned, and he offered him the devil's lettuce. And so those were things that I knew already and did a little bit of research and kind of put that together. Record number two, I sat down over the course of a month and watched the first 10 seasons of The Simpsons, and just with a notebook, and anytime Ned was on the screen, I was writing down quotes that I could either sounded heavy out of context, or I could just scream and it would sound completely ridiculous. So that's how we got like I Can't, It's a Geo, and songs like Murdiddly Erdler.
So how has the reception been for your second album, Howdily Toodly?
Good. So far, good. People did, as with mentioning Murdiddly Erdler, somebody called that one of the greatest song titles of the year, and I was like, that's cool. I don't know if they listened to the song at all. They liked what it was called. But yeah, it's been good reception on the new record. We did one little music video for it. A couple people have pointed out like When the Comet Gets Here, as a song that they liked. And yeah, overall it's been fun. It's been fun to play. Our set is still very heavy of the first record, and a lot of people really like those songs. But yeah, it's been cool to see those people kind of pick up and point out songs on the second record that they enjoyed. When you're up on the stage, you can kind of see like a Venn diagram of Simpsons fans and metal fans, and they kind of like, separate themselves, and the guys in the middle who are like throwing fists and whatnot, like those are the guys who are here for the metal, and everyone on the outside is kind of there for the Simpsons references and don't want to get punched in the face. So but then you've got a lot of people come up to us after the show, and they're like, I see them, and they're the ones who are tearing the donut to pieces, and then they come up and talk about Simpsons episodes with me. So that's that like middle of the Venn diagram. So yeah, it's a good mix of that, and then about 20% of people whose friends dragged them to the show and they have no idea what they've come to see.